Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, a Tuesday. And I have the Knights Templar Tarot on the tarot table for this reading. I am looking at those pesky NDAs. I've read on them before. I find readings on the NDAs, the staffers who have accused Meghan and also Harry allegedly of bullying. Lots of readings in the Royals channel, of the Royals playlist, about that story, the alleged bullying, the report, the investigation, all of that. I'm back again looking at it. The dog's being very loud as I'm starting this reading. The reason I am looking at this all again is because of Neil Sean, and I know people roll their eyes sometimes when Neil Sean is mentioned, but he does sometimes have information that is interesting in my opinion, and he has talked about this a few times recently. First of all, when the mockumentary came out, he said that the staffers, the Sussex Survivors Squad, as they called themselves, apparently they were pretty annoyed by the mockumentary, the fact that they had been accused of things and weren't able to defend themselves because of those NDAs, and they were lawyering up, trying to find workarounds. Now we hear the story again, but this time in relation to, sorry, I just had to pause there for a little cough. The news that Jason North and Sarah Latham have been awarded honours in the New Year's honours list. And this apparently, again, has left some of those ex-Sussex staffers feeling aggrieved because they have not been publicly rewarded for their service, and some of them apparently, allegedly, are still really struggling with the after effects of that alleged bullying. Let me remind you as I shuffle the cards a little bit more that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, and it's all just my opinion, it's all speculation. I read on the royal family because it's archetypal, and we can apply the lessons we get from the royals to our own lives. And perhaps some of us are in situations where we're being bullied or have been bullied and feel that we are voiceless and silenced, and feel that an injustice has been perpetrated. And it's interesting to see how the royals are handling this, and to see how these people are handling the situation, and also to see whether they in fact will ever be heard. And so 5-card reading using the Knights Templar Tarot, and we're going to look and see how they are feeling right now, whether in fact they are going to lawyers and trying to find a workaround, some of them allegedly being paid off, and quite happy to give the money back. I think that is what I heard. I was listening very early in the morning. I might have misheard, and if I am misquoting, I do apologize. But we're going to see how Meghan is feeling back in Montecito about the news that the story is not over as far as these people, these ex-staffers of hers, are concerned. I'm going to look at the outcome of this little 5-card reading and see whether in fact we will ever hear from the people who were actually involved in this story. We've heard from Meghan, we've heard from her lawyer, and we have not heard from the people who allegedly suffered some quite serious abuse, verbal and otherwise. We got the Knight of Cups, underlying energy of this reading. This is an emotional, a wooing energy, people who are motivated by their emotions, and holding out that cup. I almost think it's a desire for an apology. It's a message. Knights aren't normally messages, that's pages, but knights are action, taking a message forward, you could say. It follows the page. So taking that message and moving forward with it. The dog is being incredibly vocal during this reading. He's got a lot to say for a deaf dog. But that message is going forward. A Page of Cups for me is offering an apology. I'm reading in here a desire for an apology, or a desire to be heard, and emotions, movements afoot. It's in the dark here, this knight on his white horse. Note the cross and the sort of the regal bearing of this knight. Obviously a knight is going to have regal bearing, but still that cup held aloft with a hope of something coming to them, not going from them, coming to them. That's your underlying energy, my interpretation of it. And the reason I use all these different tarot decks is to bring these slightly different energies into these readings. It's something I go with intuitively, and sometimes it's a very clear message in the different depiction of the cards. And this for me is a very clear message that is the hope. Anyway, let's look at the situation, a signifier for the situation. Tell us what this is about. We're getting the same thing. Ace of Cups now. I've been blathering on about the Knight of Cups, but the Ace of Cups is sitting here waiting for me. Same cross. The Ace of Cups is a big declaration of love, of emotion, an outpouring of emotion. We have a lamb there with the Ace of Cups. That's very peaceful energy. They want peace, but they want to be acknowledged. This is an emotional need. This is somebody who's been hurt, and more than one somebody. Somebody who's been hurt, who wants to be acknowledged, who wants to be told, I'm sorry, I love you. It's a bit of that Ho'oponopono prayer I'm sure that many of you watching this know about. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That energy that is going on here. Always a useful little thing to say when you're having problems with somebody. Clears the energy around them, around you. Very useful little mantra of sorts. This is the energy. They want this to be cleared properly, not buried, not paid off, not bought. So tell me how they're feeling. We already know how they're feeling, but how are they really feeling? We've got the Magician in reverse. They feel that they've been played. The Magician is the person that makes things happen, the trickster, the manifester, the person with all the power, all the resources, everything. But the card is in the reverse, and when the card is in the reverse, it's quite an ugly energy. The puppet master who's pulling strings behind the scenes. They feel played, they feel exploited, they feel that they have not been treated honorably, they feel that narratives have been put out that are not true. And the dog's at it again. So that is the Magician in reverse. They really do feel that lies have been told, and I'm going to use that word. This is their feeling. I am speculating about how they're feeling. They feel that lies have been put out there. The Magician is very often PR in these royal readings, and they feel that all kinds of falsehoods have been told about them and about what happened. Most recently, I would say, speculating on that mockumentary, and they are upset about it. They are indignant, they are wounded, they are hurt. Are they going to lawyers? Are they looking to find ways around these NDAs? 8 of Wands. Oh yes, they are. That is such a clear signal. It's the card of communication. It's the card of something unblocking. It's a card of a message. The message is going over the barricade here. It's being fired into this castle. That is a warning shot to the Harkles, if ever there was a warning shot, that 8 of Wands. It's happening. It's coming. 8 of Wands, go look it up. It's, I think, quite an powerful card. If you're not familiar with tarot cards and you want to know what the 8 of Wands means, Google it. It's swift messages. After a situation has been blocked for some time, it gets unblocked. And along comes the message, and it's Wands, it's media. They are finding ways of getting their message out. Neil Sean is just the beginning, and this is why we've heard it twice. Take note. It's coming. How the Harkles feeling, and particularly herself back in Montecito. Are they worried? Are they worried? Yes, they are. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This could be the ruin of everything. This could be the ruin of everything that she stands for, everything that she wants. 10 of Pentacles is what she wants. She wants to be a member of the royal family because it's important to her for her merching purposes, monetization. We know that. That's why they wanted the half in, half out thing. They wanted to make money while they were still working royals. They wanted to be seen as part of that establishment, part of that lineage, part of something that's gone on for generations, part of something that is stable and profound, extremely affluent. She wanted that. the card is in the reverse. She fears losing all of that, losing her connections with the royals, losing her potential to monetize that connection. This is a big deal for her. She is very, very nervous about this. Nervous about the consequences for her, the financial implications for her, because she is talentless. She has got nothing else to offer. She's old. She's in her 40s. She's not aging well. She's not going to trap some other unwitting ginger who is looking to find someone to fuel the flames of his poison and his ire and his bile. This is my opinion. I'm having a bit of a rant, but honestly, talentless, as I said, talentless and really not a thing of beauty, despite the enormous amount of work she seems to have had done on her, my opinion, and I'm expressing my personal opinion here. Outcome, are we going to hear? They're certainly trying, but are we going to hear? 6, the Lovers. It's a choice. I'm looking at this card. I'm looking to see why this particular card and what particular message we're getting here. And we've got an angel, and there is always an angel over the Lovers. Something that's being sliced through there. Lovers is an interesting card because it is a Gemini card. It is about some sort of reconciliation, some sort of choice. This man here is almost about to have his hands cut in some way. It's not very lovely. That's why I'm so fixated on this card. There is some kind of act of almost bloodletting that's about to go on here in this card. And I think, despite the fact that it's not a very obvious card for a message, angels are messengers, surely, are they not? It's not a very obvious card for PR. It's not a very obvious card for lawyers or newspapers or things like that. But we get this cutting, this slicing, this message, this pointing. And the Lovers is about choices, and it is about reparation, reconciliation, partners. Something going on here that I think might make them, the people who have been the victims allegedly of the bullying, feel that they are being heard, that they are being noticed. And I say this because of all these cups that we've got and we had at the beginning of this reading. This need to be acknowledged, this need, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. The need for that is here in this Lovers card. This woman standing there while this angel is doing whatever this angel is doing to this man, who looks a bit like he's in trouble, and she's watching. It's very interesting to me, the energy in that card. It's not typical Lovers energy, but it tells me that the message is going to go to these people, that we heard you, we know, and we're sorry. And it might be quite public, actually. Will the bullying report be released? Let's take another card and just see. Now I'm wishing I had regular Rider-Waite. Shuffling. I have to be careful around the camera because it's on a very precarious little tripod, and if I get too close to it, it goes flying. Has happened to me a few times already. If it all goes pear-shaped, I'm just going to close the reading and upload it with camera flying and all the rest of it. But let's just see. We've got 2 cards. I'm asking, are we going to hear anything? And we've got the Emperor, that's the King. We've got Justice card in reverse. That's justice delayed. There's the angel again. Same angel. Absolutely the same angel, but the card is in the reverse. Justice is coming, in my opinion, with this card, but the justice is going to be delayed, and I would say the justice is going to be delayed until after the coronation. That's how I'm reading those 2 cards. You can read it as if the Emperor is going to say, no, you're not going to get your justice, but I have a reading here that tells me we are going to get our justice. So I want clarification on it, and it's telling me, actually, I've got 2 big cards here. I've got 2 major arcana. I have the King being crowned, and I have justice in the reverse, delayed. But it's coming because the angel is there, the messenger is there. I'm hopeful anyway. Hopeful and more hopeful than I have been in readings on this. They're working on it. They're figuring it out somehow. And it involves the royals because these arrows are going over the castle, the battlements or whatever they're called. And I'm scratching around to early childhood when we learnt about castles. And that was that. In South Africa, we don't have castles, unfortunately. Wish we did. But it's happening. They're trying. That is the reading. Thank you for watching. And I will see you again soon, hopefully.